Hello everyone, welcome to Deadlock Core number 4. We're back for some more North American Deadlock, strapped in bright and early in some places and rather late in others. How you doing, Blank? You ready for the games?
I'm good. Yeah, we've got. We used to have the Jacky on production. Today it's Blank on production. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff behind the scenes in the meantime. So bear with. Check this out. By the way, look at that. Look at that. We're winning right now. But yeah, we do. As we started slightly late. Apologies. It's fine. We're good though. We're fine. We're here. We do have our first game up straight away, which is 789 versus the Balkan Ragers, and the draft's underway right now. So we'll get the draft on the screen as soon as we're ready. But yeah, we'll be going to game fairly shortly, honestly.
Nice. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Minimal downtime, maximum gameplay. Should be a bit of fun, of course. 2 days of non-stop action here. Tomorrow, we'll see who walks away as the champion. But a little bit of excitement to get through over the course of today. Blank, fair few games to sink our teeth into. And we'll see what things are looking like. New patch, new deadlock, always fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an interesting patch as well because it sort of helped a lot of heroes actually out. Yamato's a definitely instrument. She's been skyrocketing in terms of pick rate as well as win rate. So I think a lot of people thought that, her being killable now during the Shadow transformation would kill Yamato. It didn't. Actually made her stronger, Jacky.
Which is quite interesting. A lot of other sort of, economy-based changes as well. We saw a lot of switch-ups with souls, some minor graphical stuff as well. Some nice new trims, mate, all around the cursed apple. You would have seen it all in an episode of Patch Notice that I spent about 8 hours filming, but my external hard drive wasn't plugged in after I moved, so I just recorded everything into the void. So it doesn't exist.
Yeah, sad. Very sad. Unfortunate gameplay right there, but not ideal. What can you do? These things happen, and that's fine at the end of the day. Let me pull up the draft really quick of what we've got so far, using some tools that the wizards over at Deadlock Core have provided me with. But so far we have a Kelvin man coming through from 789, and the Balkan Ragers did ban out Paradox, who are really strong. Paradox is really good now, actually, which is interesting for me to think about because she went through numerous nerfs. And I thought the Time Wall, getting its charges taken away, Jacky, would be the big killer. But I think a lot of people are playing more into Gun Paradox, which works out awesomely.
That's pretty fun. It's good to see. It's always been nice to get your eyes on sort of, what the latest and greatest was. So some new tech people were working on with sort of the verticality of Paradox. It's always interesting. Not here, though. Not now, mate. None of that. No ice either. Kelvin taken out. So you get the Yamato pick over on the side of 789. The classic lore there for Wise in Prism.
Whoa. Said him right away.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. How many have we done? Figured out. Look, we've done 3. Boom. Check that out. Yeah. Look at that. I'm updating stuff. I'm going crazy in the back end. Yeah. So Lady Geist and a Viscous pick, and we're still waiting for Balkan Ragers to pick up their 4th at the moment. But right now, I think the Yamato Lady Geist, that's a strong pairing. Lady Geist got a couple of nerfs, but I still think she's a great bruiser for the front lines and a good lane bully overall.
I love a bit of Geist. I think she's very fun. Overall, especially right now as well. It just feels extra spicy. Some of the plays you can make. I think if you get some good Geist gameplay, it's always enjoyable. We've seen it a lot over our tournament sort of runs. So we'll see what we get from it, but can't complain. Like a bit of Geist. 11 p.m. Geist. That's what we're talking about.
That's what we want. You know what, Jacky? No Geist.
Done it wrong, have you?
No, we've done it slightly wrong.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to fix it. real quick.
So
Check this out.
Who have they gone for instead? Where?
They went for Lash instead.
Okay, well, I can see why you've got them mixed up, yeah.
Yeah, they look exactly the same. Yeah, hair color basically the same at this point in time. No difference. But yeah, look, I'm in the Excel sheet. I'm deep in the Excel sheet. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna fix that right now. Boom, take it off, put it back on. Here it comes, and then we'll just go straight through it again. That should work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Wow. Look at that. We're
That's
winning.
great.
We're winning
That's
right
incredible.
now. Yeah. But yeah, it's been an interesting one. You know, Deadlock Core 4, they've had us on as a B stream here, which is really nice and we really appreciate it. And they're partnered up with Misfits Gaming. So this is overall a very, very cool tournament for Deadlock. And we've got the latest and greatest and NA teams showing off their skills here in Deadlock. And I'm curious to see what kind of plays that actually come out, because there have been some interesting maneuvers over in recent tournaments, over in Deadlock Fight Night. Honestly, there's some really good gameplay over there. I don't think Grey Talon's going to be used as much. There was that weird little bug, and it was always interesting to think about, why does Grey Talon have so much souls at this point in time? Because he was actually benefiting from just having the owl in the air. That was just generating souls from on assist, just literally having it in the air. That's been fixed now. I think that is going to change how Grey Talon operates.
Yeah, it can't just be that vulture that was just siphoning away souls for free, basically. That was an interesting change, seeing that one. I remember we sort of mentioned that months back when we clocked onto it. It was like, oh, it seems a
That's
bit
the problem.
of an OP way to, just flag it so that it 100% basically gives them that. So yeah, that was a weird one, but one of the changes. How are you doing with your spreadsheet? You slowly getting these in?
Hey, can you tell that I'm in business right now?
I
Yeah,
can see you're focusing.
I'm getting them in. I'm just ensuring that they are the correct ones. I mean, Lady Geist did make a return, by the way.
They actually did pick Geist, okay.
No. The enemy team picked up Geist, actually, weirdly enough. But here you go. Here you go. Look at that.
All right.
So we got Hayes, nice. Abrams, Infernus, Geist. I think Hayes is in the bin, personally. I don't know what you think about, but I know she can use items now during ult, but I still, there was like sort of a hidden change for Lucky Shot as well, where it was applying 90% bonus weapon damage as opposed to like your actual weapon damage. I can't remember the exact calculations. Essentially, it's less by like a third for Hayes, at least on fixation, which is a ton. So yeah, super interesting there that Hayes got changed so much. Abrams, I think he's killing it. You know, some of his items got changed a little bit, but I still think Abrams is really strong.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious to see kind of how it's going to play out with the changes to Hayes' ult. I feel like there is room for it to be interesting, and some of the synergies could be quite fun. Like I saw the idea for the magic carpet, but some of it feels a bit cheesy. We have to have a look, see how it kind of feels physically. Haven't had that much time to test her out really and see what the water's like. If it's a nice cold sort of feeling, lukewarm maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, possibly. Am I missing a pick here, man?
Are you struggling?
Is there a pick missing? There is a pick missing. That's fine. We can fix that. That's okay. We're all good. But yeah, so it's basically Dynamo Pocket coming up next, as well as a Wraith been thrown into the mixture. So we'll throw those up on the screen now. But yeah, it's overall, I genuinely think that both these squads looking fairly strong. I would lean towards the Balkan Rages, though. I think that is a crazy roster overall that they've been able to pick up. Really strong in terms of the engage. But yeah, the Haze is the weird one. We'll see what 789 can do, because I always like Shadow Weave Wraith. I think it's super strong.
All right, mate.
What are you thinking? What are you saying?
Not the worst comps. Not the worst comps for either side, to be honest with you. I've also just kind of been staring at Pocket and just thinking of Trapper. That did amuse me, seeing the model immediately. They honestly do. It must be like the #1 worst patch for anyone that has arachnophobia. Actually, by the way, like hands down.
Yeah.
Unprecedented amount of spiders, all in one patch.
Yeah, exactly. A lot going on. Interesting stuff. I'm going to wipe this off and we will see if we're ready into game shortly, I imagine. I think we do have most of the players in there right now. I think they're readied up. We're just waiting to get into game. Overall, I think this is going to be a good game, Jacky. I mean, it's going to be a good game. Balkan Ragers versus 789. I think 789's got some pretty notable players on side here. You having a giggle?
You don't know where you are, mate. You're deep in
Dude,
the
my brain is melted. Dude, this spreadsheet's owning me. This spreadsheet's owning me.
I was talking to you about arachnophobia. You've gone, yeah, it sounds great. That's some great
Dude,
stuff.
I assumed that the I thought the arachnophobia thing. I thought that was wild. I was like, I'm gonna agree with that. I think he's on a mad one right now, but I'll accept it. Maybe something to do with Halloween going on.
Have you not seen Trapper?
I have seen Trapper. Yeah, I've seen the wires, the spiders. It is just pocket
His
though.
haircut's a spider. No, it ain't. His haircut's a spider.
Hey,
his haircut's a spider. His briefcase is spiders in a box.
I think that they have like a spider on the chest as well, right?
Yeah,
it's like a chest spider.
Chest hair spider. That's his backstory. His dad was a spider.
Need like an arachnophobia option, honestly, for the game.
That's what I mean, dude.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I saw in the enclosed spaces of Trapper, you just hit up like if you hit the spiders, they're just everywhere. I saw it inside the shop. Yeah, terrifying business.
Scatter absolutely everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good actually. Just something to think about, you know. just something to keep in mind on your day.
Spiders up inside you. Up inside you. I was really about going for that one. All right, I think we're ready to go into the match shortly. So we're just waiting for the players to get into game. We've given it all the green light. I'm excited. Are you excited, Jacky? You mega excited right now?
Can't wait, dude. Really excited. It's going to be a hell of a day, hell of a night.
Hell of a night as well.
Well, it is night time.
Yeah. To be fair, for us, it is currently 10 p.m. So we'll be going at this. We'll be taking it on. But yeah, I'm
like a 12-hour flight with dead headphones.
Oh, dude, yeah, bro. I have forgotten to charge my wireless headphones a fair few times on flights, and it is criminal. I'm straight to the Kindle, and then the phone's on 15%, and I'm like, how am I gonna sort myself out in the taxi? It's game over for me.
No, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta have it fully charged before you leave. Have the power bank strapped, ready, on contact.
Mm-hmm. Did I tell you about the time when I fully charged my power bank, but I charged it using like
silly string?
No, with like a mega wattage charger.
Right.
What ended up happening was that I was so excited to use it, I pulled it out, and I'd broken it because I'd charged it so hard.
Like overcharged it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So then I had no charge, but I'd been using the portable charger on the flight. I've been using my phone on the flight like nobody's business. I was going absolutely crazy.
Okay.
So it was just this case where I get off the flight on 10%. I'm so excited because I'm like, I've got 10,000 milliamp battery.
You had the juice. You thought
I thought I had all the juice. I was ready to go. Yeah. And then I had to survive 2 hours out in the wilderness with 10% battery.
Oh,
yeah.
Mate.
I was just searching for people. I had to go back to like caveman days, just looking for people in the airport. I was like, do I know you? Do you know me?
Yeah, that's not ideal. That's not what you want, really. That's rough, mate. You know.
Yeah.
I'm a good Samaritan with my power bank. I always carry that long charging cable. You know.
We've
gone to
actually,
events.
yeah.
There's been people that have said, "Oh, my phone's dying," and I'm like, plug in.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, you helped that lady out on that flight one time as well. She was really nice about that. That was sweet of you.
I'm a nice guy, man. What can I say? You know, you distribute the power wealth. Let people charge. Let the people charge.
Yeah, I'm considering bringing 2 power banks with me actually in future.
The communal power bank.
Yeah, I'm gonna have 2. I've got one set up for everybody else, one for me.
Partake from the communal power bank. And
I'm gonna get it.
Bask in its light.
I'm gonna get like one of those octopus wires as well. So it's just like I've got 8 wires on the go. Yeah.
Out. Everyone's charging. Damn.
Everyone's in there.
That must cause some kind of
meltdown.
You know, like a turtleneck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Choke point, maybe. I don't know.
I would just like pull out a bank, start whipping people. Yeah, that would be bad. we have basically what's happened is that we've had word from both teams that they're ready to go. They're good to go.
Start game.
But what's happened is we got in and everyone's needed to piss.
All at
It's
once,
like,
collectively.
All at once, yeah. So like our guys pissing, and then we've had like 3 sames on the other side.
I don't believe
Yeah.
that. That's ridiculous.
I know, it's crazy.
Collective one, all at the same time. Do you know some people, Blank, they subscribe to the idea that it's better not to, that you should just hold it in if you're ever doing something important where you need to pay attention and concentrate. And some people swear by it, that, you know, if they're doing a big task or something important, they'll just hold it in. But luckily, we don't have to hold it in anymore. See what I did there? I even said we on the intro. All right, we're getting into the game. Deadlock Core 4, we're back. Why have they let us come back again?
What do you mean? We're in business. Could be funny if I've got these names the wrong way around, couldn't it? In which case I can fix it. But we'll see. What does chat say? Chat saying that I'm out of my mind right now? I think I might be out of my mind. It's fine. It's fine. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. It comes to it.
Have you got it right?
But yeah.
Have you done it wrong? What's going on?
I'm not sure. I need to put a player list really to figure that out.
Get yourself sorted out, you know.
I went off the spreadsheet. I was going doing what the spreadsheet said. I'm on the spreadsheet Bible right now. Let me fix this, and then
it's all right.
You have a talk.
You
you have a talk.
Yeah, exactly. Like you look at things behind the scenes and plug them in, and then that's
Thanks, bro.
fine. That's what you need. Meanwhile, I'll have a look at what's going on here. Not ideal is what's going on here. Loman down, Loam, sad feeling.
Loam.
Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah.
Mate.
You know what? We can fix this.
Have you resolved your issue? Are you still trying to fix this? What are you doing? Okay, so
there we
you're
go.
Changing the icons, changing the names. They even paused for you to be polite.
Oh, that's so nice of them. Yeah, tech pause. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
there we go. That should be fixed now. We're good to go.
Right, Shiv got murked by the tower. Guardians absolutely spanked him. We've had a pause called in. Abrams was getting pushed. All sorts of shenanigans were happening. That's the summary.
All right, sweet, brilliant. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. But yeah, interesting start to our first game already. You know what I am surprised about? I'm always amazed at these players when you see 1 minute 48 and a Haze is already on 1.5k. Like, where have you acquired 100 souls per 10 seconds? Like, what's happening?
Well, she set up a small crime operation. And over a period of months of buying various printers to increase her production of fake cash, she's slowly taken over a large portion of New York. And at this point, she's just kind of bankrolling. So she's on the rose, basically, Blank. You got the rapid rounds, you got the headshot booster, you're having a slide.
Wow, this is cool. Yeah, I like that. That's a good angle. Imagine if Haze only looked like this. She is like, and then she was like a Hoover on the map. Just hoovering souls up. Yeah. I don't know. That's like almost.
Can we get someone on that? Can we just have dwarf deadlock? Everyone.
Yeah. Everyone's small.
Everyone's dwarf.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I'd like that. That'd be an interesting game mode. Yeah, you'd never be able to punch anyone. Too small.
Maybe when you punch people, they get bigger. But when you're punched, you shrink.
Oh, dude, that would be cool. It would have to be a cutoff point to how gigantic you get, though. It might get egregious. Do you remember the bug that came through?
Yeah.
The magician? Yeah.
Big boy.
That did look funny.
Talking of which, actually, that is one of the funnier changes. The visual size of Viscous now, with how he actually scales with range. He gets bigger in his ball. Straight Augustus Goopin. Was it Augustus Goop?
It was the blueberry girl.
Was it?
What's her name? I can't use Google right now. Kill my internet. No, not her.
No. Veruca. That's Veruca Salts, but she was the posh one.
Yeah, she was the one with that squirrel.
Violet Beauregard.
Yeah, you go. In the meantime, look at this though. This is horrendous. He's getting rinsed under tower. Eric Pritz just doesn't know what to do. To be fair to you, are playing against Wraith Lady guys. This is a cruel lane to match up into. The Vulcan Rages having a good time here.
Free chip
Yeah,
damage
big
on the
viscous.
Guardian as well. Yeah, mate, it is large. It is large.
And in charge.
Substantially
You know,
round.
I played against Max Core the other day, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
He demolished me in lane. It was actually cruel how he treated me in lane. I don't remember if we won that game or not. I don't think we did, but I think him and this Ivy had my tower, had my Guardian, under 3 minutes. I felt so embarrassed.
That's kind of rough, mate. That is kind of rough. Been shown up like that immediately in your home turf.
Yeah.
Lane.
He called me out though. He's nice about it in game. Yeah, he was nice about it in game. He was like, "Yeah, you blank from dead
That's what
air."
he would have said, you know, on DMs.
It was post destroying. To be fair,
exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's when he's DM'd everyone. This blank guy sucks.
I just owned him.
Teach you a lesson.
I need to update a file apparently. The Excel gods have spoken to me about updating a file.
What's wrong now? What's broken?
I haven't broken anything. It's a title file for an in-game overlay. Needs updating. So I guess I'll update that in a break.
Right, you go ahead and do that, bro. Yeah, like you find that file, you update that, you search through that directory, put it where it's got to be.
Dude, this is awesome.
And then
Thanks, bro.
That'll be fixed. You know, that's nice. That's a huge part of the game there.
Yeah, cool.
You done it?
I think so.
Nice.
Wait. wait, give me a sec.
Yeah, that's all right, man. You take your time. Bit of a scrap kicking off, though, over towards blue lane. Opportunity for a bit of poke, at least. Max the call with a knock-up. Abram stuck his nose in, but no harm, no foul.
Okay. Watch this. Check this out. Right now. Watch this.
What am I looking at?
Boom. It's done. Look at that logo. That logo is now dead center on 789.
That was the whole
I'm
issue?
fixing things on the fly, man. Yeah, that was the whole issue. I'm fixing things on the fly, though. I'm good.
Bro, it was fine. Like, it's just slightly off-center. If anything, gave a character.
It did a little bit. I was thinking about it. I was like, 789's logo is a bit wonky. But I respect
Yeah, I thought
it.
that was part of the, you know.
Yeah, they don't fit the mold, right?
Oh.
Here's the Yamato all into Singularity for one guy. Are they even gonna get low main? Come on, take him out. I actually like that they changed the animation and like the speed at which Flying Strike comes out whilst you're in Shadow Transformation. Because I do think that you should be a terrifying character as Yamato with that Flying Strike. But Pocket, as annoying as ever, we're flying around with a barrage. Gets himself back into position though. 28k. I think that the scary thing right now is that the Wraith is kind of just having free farm though, Jacky. That is the worrying thing in this game.
Yeah, strapped up on 5k.
That and the Abrams.
Big Eric Prince.
Wait, what? Did he just like go straight through his model on the charge? Or did the tornado strike just not visibly register on screen there?
That was the David Blaine full levitate. I think is all that was, mate. Slip straight.
That's quite good.
Him. Yeah, you try to get your bang for your buck from it. See if there's room for the trade bag. Meanwhile, Viscous has been consistently putting pressure on, and this has let him just push deep on the lane. So all in all, Greenwich taking a bit of a pounding. And you are sort of taking that front first line of Guardians across the entire apple as well at this point. A lot of holes in this apple now, Blank.
Yeah, and although like it doesn't look too far ahead, I mean 3k here right now for the Balkan Rages, it doesn't matter too much because like you say, they are taking way more map presence here, and that just makes Wraith even more terrifying to play up against because she can come out from absolutely anywhere. Good sleep though, but Mirage is here to finish off the job. Slowing Hex applied, so no Project Mine to get out there, and that actually might spell the doom. Look, oh god. As if he's lived.
Shenanigans. Absolute shenanigans. Sheesh.
I don't know how he survived on that one, but he did, and that's fair enough. I mean, he went down shortly afterwards, but a bad situation turned into one that might have been a little bit better. Man's just bleeding out on that side of things. Dynamo does get away. Rejuvenate Aurora, healing a whole lot more these days. And here's the big ball in play.
Yeah. Large and circular. Rolling up on you. I'm going to force them back a little bit. Mill over towards York side as well. You look to just reset it. I mean, Wraith gets back in. You're putting pressure on the front line. Grouped up, though. 50 seconds on the reset for the ult for Yamato. Pocket in position as well. Get the old double whammy on the go. Could come unstuck here for the Wraith. Project Mine for the quick dip out. Ooh, full Donkey Kong. Barrel to the face.
No, as always, it's required. Think just about dodges a strike on that one. That was very well played from the Wraith here. I genuinely think the Pocket is a little bit too aggressive in that situation. Not sure I would be going for something like that from Adrian. Again, Wraith, although had card trick slightly nerfed, it still hits like a truck, dude. And it's already imbued with quite a few abilities there on the Wraith, so early game damage is through the roof at 10k. So I think using Enchanted Satchel there early, maybe a little bit of a mistake, possibly, Jacky.
Yeah, I could come back to haunt you. Cold nights. Potentially some sweating going on when you remember some of these plays. All in all, though, so lead at least is manageable. It's about 2k between both sides. Mirage been getting more and more confident as well. Worst putting the hurt on them. And since Kyo straight to a hearse. Solar Hound with a backup. Looking to at least just try and deal some damage, a bit of chip onto the Candle Troopers, take the wax off and stop them from being able to push out the lane. Objective-wise, they've done a pretty good job up to this point.
Yeah, honestly, I think that both teams can be pretty happy with where they're sat right now. It is very back and forth, though. I mean, it was 51k to 49. Now it's 58k to 54. So both teams doing a fairly good job. I think that really the thing that is hurting over on 789 right now is that Abram's being on 7k because, you know, and Abram likes to massively take over that 10 to 20 minute mark with the shoulder charge. But in comes a death slam and a lot of damage over to Worst. He gets out of there. That's a very big pickup. Once again, Ibas has been doing a fantastic job right now for Balkan Rages, turning a lot of horrible situations into one that is salvageable. And Worst comes back in, finds the pick off to Adriano, and that is a 4 kill coming through for the Balkan Rages, which is massive. All the while, low main is just pushing your Walker.
Okay, free room to roam then. Make the most of the chips being scattered at this point. Put pressure on the objectives and see if you can even find a little bit more for your investment here. So a huge swing in terms of the flow of the overall soul lead. Clap back again. Solar Hound, he tried for quite some time here to defend towards Park. Called in for the backup. Quick reposition as well with a leap over the top. Should be good to get him into an aggressive spot. Everyone looking to dip out on it. Quick chase. Low HP on the Wraith. Viscous as well with the paddle punch to try and escape, but it's not enough. So there's at least one trade. Could have been far worse, though. They actually get out with a lot.
Yeah, they do. I think that even just Viscous going down is not the worst thing in the world. He actually is the lowest net worth on the tee, but they're going to take the opportunity to instantly run the earn on this one. I think that's decent timing. I do think there could be a challenge here coming through from the Balkan Rages, but it looks like they're all just heading back to jungle, honestly, picking up these camps. They're happy just to let this one go through. But yeah, it's a good call. It's a good call from 789. And again, this will even them up, right? It should put them around about 68k, I think. Maybe a little bit more. That's a big swing, actually. Maybe it was time to go challenge that.
Yeah, it's a pretty big pendulum moment in the game here, at least. It opens up an opportunity for things to get a little bit more interesting on this one. 789. What have you got for us all in all? When the chips are potentially a little bit further down. Ooh, Lomin, he's deep on it. He looks for the escape out, slowing Hex to try and stop him, but it doesn't affect the sheer speed of Shiv at all. Quick feet, Texas two-step back into safety. And he's able to piece out. Meanwhile, Yamato, though, locked in head-to-head versus the Infernus. Oh, mate. Clutching at straws, but they fall through his fingertips there. Couldn't get the concussive combustion off in time. And the fight's still continuing. At this point, it's Wraith that's feeling the brunt of the damage. Does get the telekinesis off, and she's forced to back out.
Yeah, at least that telekinesis goes around the side, but very, very quick pickup there from Lomain, able to get in there. So there is a trade that comes through, but you can just see how strong Yamato is this patch. I mean, the 30% additional heal on top of it, I think that's affected by healing booster as well, so you can get a chunky heal off the back. But even the speed at which she dealt with the Infernus, kind of nuts here. But off the back of that, Solar Hound will pick themselves up a Walker. Nice stuff coming through. That'll pick one up, but a flex slot gained here for the Balkan Rages, which can be a bit of a deciding factor. I haven't quite filled out a lot of them here, as most of the characters and heroes on the side of Balkan Rages do like to pick up some pretty expensive items early. But here's Lomain getting caught out, and that kill squad is just rolling right now for 789 with the lash up to 16k. This is good stuff. I feel like Eric Pritz has just done a lot of walking around.
He's always on the move. Man's got that omni movement. You never quite know where he's going to be. Directional compass, always guiding him. No stranger to going deep, though, mate. He's been making some plays here and there for the side.
There. 0-6. I mean, he's been taking one for the team. You got to put it that way. For Eric Pritz. Certainly trying to make it happen. I think that the longer this game goes on for, though, without like that dominant lead, because that's really what you wanted with the Lady Guys, the Wraith, the Infernus, the Shiv. You want this bully characteristic towards that mid game where you're having a lot of roam come through. But sort of single-handedly between, well, let's say hand in hand, between Dartian as well as the Lash, they've done enough as just these two heroes, Solar Hound, to get 789 back into a position where they can roam a lot more, which is somewhat frightening for the guys over on Balkan Rages.
Oh, mate. Yeah, this is a little bit more of a Fright Night type territory as well. It gets spooky for Mirage. Cooldown going to be about 30 seconds before he's back in play, and the fight continues round towards Greenwich as well. Double up, Infernus has a little bit of backup with Wraith, and that's Pocket set to defend. Meanwhile, grouping with Lash looking to instigate the fight, sends them straight over into the Singularity, catches them and looks to try to bag them. Oh, Goo Cube's good for the getaway, and they're just burning time on this one. So much investment for just the one pickup.
Yeah, no health Nova invested either there. It's just sort of interesting. I felt like they were getting away. Good use of the rescue beam there from Support Viscous. Always nice to see Support Viscous can get you out of some real tricky situations. And you just saw, like, honestly, in that scenario, you'd expect both those players to be dead and gone. Death slammed into a Singularity. That's usually an insta-give. Very quick mid-boss, though, coming through from 789. They're going to use this moment to really push their potential in this game a little bit further, with both the Lady Geist and the Viscous getting caught out. Shadow Transformation just to confirm on the Rejuvenator, giving herself unstoppable, making her very sticky to that big green crystal, which is nice to see. And this didn't look great for 789 early on, but they brought it back, Jacky, which is nice.
Yeah, bumpy seas, but you know they say blank smooth seas don't make strong sailors. And they're proving that they're quite shipshape at the minute. You've brought yourself back around, stayed consistent in the game, won some key fights. And even with some of the like disadvantages you've had, you know, you're not really being able to activate too much on the Abrams. You're having a bit of a struggle bus of a game. Everyone's definitely put their hands in the bucket together and been able to bring themselves back into it. So 10k souls ahead, Rejuve in the back pocket, feeling pretty good in terms of the overall objective as well. You've only got the 2 back walkers left to deal with, one in the inner lane, one over there towards York as well. Bit of grouping potential here for a bit of a fight to break out. Yamato's going to go deep round on towards York side. Lash as well on the reposition. It's Solar Hound that we're seeing here using the movement to get up to the high ground.
It's always nice to see from a Lash. I mean, Lashes are annoying in my games in terms of where they're positioning and what kind of heights they can get up to fairly easily. But it's always scary watching a player who has really good movement as well. Drops up high, straight onto eye worst, tons of damage from the ground strike. And then playing into this Mystic Shot and Headhunter build. I think this is the Chasm build actually. Does tons of damage, but also really does back a lot of that up purely with the bullet damage as well on top of it. So it's a real nice mix between Spirit and Gun for Lash. It makes him less than just I ground strike and I flog. That's what I do. He has a little bit more flexibility to him. And Solar Hound's using that to his advantage in this match massively.
Yeah, definitely. He's being able to actually make some big plays on it. And it's smart stuff. That's what you need. Ooh, here we go. Dive back in from the Wraith. Support there with the shift. That's going to be the old forced out. Ooh,
fighting?
Cleaning up, Dave. Damn. Okay.
That was crazy. That was so crazy. Damn. Honestly, as soon as I saw the flying strike come through, I was like, are you sure about this? But yeah, the glass cannon. I think she's running burst fire as well. So are we back to the Gun Yamato hybrid days, which seems to be doing crazy damage? Just saw just how quickly she annihilated the walker there. But yeah, this game is absolutely getting away from the Balkan Rages, which is super unfortunate. Again, you know, a Wraith Lady Geist lane is difficult to play against, but honestly, for 789, they made the most out of that 7-minute mark where some of their characters really came online, like the Lash, like the Dynamo. Pocket has also been a fairly good addition here, being able to get a lot of those afflictions out just in those fights, making it even harder for them to stay in, because quite a few of these heroes on the other side, like Viscous and Furnace, as well as Lady Geist, want to heal a lot of that damage back, but affliction can cause some big problems for them.
Okay, so a bit of a head count then at least. Coming up to the 21st minute. It was a slow start for 789. Big swing in the mid-game. Put them into a good position here. Hot off the back of the Reju just expiring. Ooh. Lemaine with a quick reposition back. So that Shiv just skirting out of there. But Blood is in the water and they're grouping up off the back of it. You can see everyone looking to actually set themselves up round towards Greenwich Lane. Duo down there towards York as well, resetting on that and making sure that it's pushed, just getting it back to the halfway point. And Dynamo holding out for the info. Infernus baiting Clay's mid, looking for a read on it. He's got the ult. Let's see if he can make a play.
Yeah, it's difficult, right? Because I do think that the teamfight potential from Balkan Rages is really strong. It's hard to take down any individual hero on this squad when they're grouped up in a tight-knit unit, with the Viscous being there with the Goo Cube to bail a lot of people out of those bad situations, which is why you are seeing a lot of these plays from 789 being more targeted in where it's like 3v1 pushes. I think that's smart from 789 as well, though, because they know that a team fight is still going to be tough to win versus the Balkan Rages, just with Infernus ult, Shiv being pretty difficult to take care of, a lot of capability for that Wraith to get out with Project Mine and then straight back in again to cause problems with a fully upgraded telekinesis, which is going to lift quite a few players. So it's an interesting one. And I think even though 789 is quite far ahead, they're still cautious of how they're going to make this fight happen. So now that they've all broken off, this is where they're going to start looking for those solo targets. It's a smart play from 789.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
He's too big.
Mate, he's getting really quite large, isn't he?
I was like wondering if he was going to fit through the tunnel.
Oh, it's so good.
Dear me.
I'm glad they've done that. It's quite a fun visual change. A lot of interesting little tweaks in this patch. Ooh. Okay, might still be paying off here though. You get the spot onto the Viscous, quick knock up. Everyone dumps the damage, absolutely nukes him. That goop is done for. Atoms smashed. And a reposition for low main. Down a man already there with Viscous being taken out for about 40 seconds here. If they're forced into the fight, you're going to be doing it man down, and it's not as clean on the engage. The combustion not going to connect the way they would have wanted to. Blank, quick pull into the singularity, and the numbers are starting to stack up.
Yeah, it's just a well-played fight here from 789, which just gets worse and worse. Low main, try to pretend like he's in Metal Gear Solid playing in the back lines. He just wasn't sure when to come out, really. And worst Tornado might get him out for the time being, but I think likely he should be going down here. A little bit of healing coming through. Yeah, I mean, staying alive, but Flog into a Mystic Shot should do the trick here. The Ben S... still going forward. Yamato's terrifying, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, confident as ever, just consistently fighting with it and forcing them back. It really is kind of breaking the mental game, breaking their backs literally as well. Oh my god, look at the size of that fist. The puddles are getting goopier than ever. But the problem is you're going to have to cry a river of goop, Blank. This has given him so much freedom to push up, get the damage off onto the base Guardians, and really make it a whole lot more uncomfortable at this point. Quick reset, dive into mid-boss. 18 seconds on the Mirage, but everyone else is up.
Yeah.
Could be spicier than expected.
Yeah, Traveler's available as well, so they could get in on this one, but immediately mid-boss goes down. But this is last chance here for the Balkan Ragers. But a massive singularity, oh my days!
And there's the cleanup. Mop and Bucket in a mid-boss domain. Potential for it to get spicy, but they dull the heat instantly. Milk all over the shop. And Mirage does finally respawn in, but there's nothing you can get done here. Backdoor out for the info, but they're going to have one thing in mind. Beeline together, get the push off, and see if they can set up for the end here.
Yeah, I mean, Patron's weakened at this point as well, so it should be an easy finish. Traveler is available for Mirage, but the only traveling I think he'll be doing in the near future is down to the lower bracket. They're going to try and catch him off as well. I think that they might be better off trying to go for the Patron itself. It's 10 seconds roughly on the rest of the players, but yeah, there it is. Game is now finished, coming through, and that will be 789 taking the first win here over on the Deadlock Court 4.
There you go. So 789 picking up their victory and staying alive in terms of the gameplay. BO1, like you said, so one and done. A little bit more cutthroat, but you won't have to worry this time around, Blank. As they survive, we'll see how far 789 can go in this iteration of Deadlock Core. But we do have to say goodbye, of course, to their opposition.
Yeah, I think for, honestly, Balkan Ragers heading down towards that lower bracket, they'll have a go again in this double Elim tournament. We can take a look at the bracket actually really quickly. We'll pull that one up on screen now. Boom. Boom. There it is. So Llama Lords take themselves a singular win there over versus Paradise Junkers. Medicretes grab their win as well. And that's 789 finishing their game up with us. Hasn't quite updated yet, but I'm sure it will do in the future soon. Don't worry. But yeah, so a couple of our teams will be heading downwards. Balkan Ragers, Misfits Gaming, as well as Paradise Junkers. But 789 will be heading forward to face off versus Revival, which will be a really good match, actually. I think Revival's quite a strong team as well, but 789 have certainly shown they've got fantastic Yamato on side, at least, Jacky.
Oh yeah, we saw some good signs of life there. Some exciting things to potentially come back to as some talking points later on. So where are we going next? What are we looking at here in the bracket, Blank?
Well, look, what I'll tell you
okay
is that's what we're looking at right now. It's full sponsor overlay. But yeah, I'm still finding out what our next game should be. But in the meantime, I think we'll throw it to a break whilst we figure that one out, guys. So we shall be back shortly, and we'll see you guys soon. Ta-ta now.
Hello and welcome back, conspiracy theorists. That's right, we're back in position to discuss werewolves. Are they real? That and other things. Alongside that, one of the topics we'll be discussing, of course, is Deadlock Core number 4. The North American Deadlock tournament rages on here, blank. First game already wrapped up. We saw 7-8-9 picking up a win in their bracket run, and we'll be able to keep our eyes on them. We'll see what they get up to next in our second match of the day here.
Yeah, we get to follow them a little bit now, which is nice to see. And I think, honestly, after watching that Yamato gameplay, I want to see more of it. Yes, they had a little bit of a rough start there. I wonder if Revival had much time to watch that match go through, and if they'll be going for any bans there. It's difficult to know what to ban, though. I think, personally, I'd probably go for a Yamato ban, maybe. But it's like Dynamo, the Lash as well was pretty pivotal in that game. Yeah, it's a curious one. I'm not really sure what you'd want to go for.
It's interesting, mate. I don't know. I do wonder what sort of comps we're going to be getting out of this, to be honest with you. I feel like, again, we always see some interesting flavours. Meta's been shaken up a little bit right now as well, which is kind of cool. Obviously going straight into the event right yesterday with the big patch. So it makes it a bit more interesting in terms of what builds people are going to be running with and how that's working out. I do wonder some of the small nuances as well, if anyone's really making the most of it yet already, because obviously you have the quick item tally now in game, where you can always basically have an overview of what everyone on the server is buying, when they're purchasing it, so you don't have to sort of mouse over them anymore. You have that info instantly.
Yeah.
That and quick buys as well. A lot of people have been kind of trying to figure out the most effective way to use quick buying now.
Yeah, I think that quick buy is a really welcome change, especially for at least your 500 items, where you don't really want to sort of, you just want to get straight back into the lane. You don't want to waste any more time doing that. So I don't mind that at all. I think that's a good way of going about it. A load of interesting stuff, even just like hero souls in terms of those kills that come through the early game and the late game. I think they bumped up to 175 to 2000 from 145 to 1750, I think it was. So yeah, it does speed up the game a lot by doing that, because you're just increasing the soul count, and leads can be spread much more quickly. That and games aren't going to take much longer anymore now that we shot soul buff into outer space.
Yeah, it's just gone. Straight up ripped out the files. I'm pretty sure they deleted all the animations and everything that was tied to it.
Really?
Well. It's just gone, yeah. Like everything that was
dead.
tagged as Soul Rebirth basically got ripped from the VPKs, which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, fair enough. I suppose, again, like you look at kind of what Valve were trying to do with a lot of the changes in this update, it makes sense that they were like, it's elongating games. It feels like one of those items that, really long games where you have those ridiculous respawn times, you see it just start to appear like a plague where one person buys it and then it starts spreading throughout the whole team of people picking it up as it gets to that point.
Yeah, bro. I've seen 6 soul rebirths was absolutely nuts. 6 soul rebirths on top of rejues as well. Come on, guys. No one wants to see that. It's absolutely horrendous. But yeah, I'm glad to see it. I think they did just some other items as well, like melee charge as well. Got a couple of its modifiers nerfed a bit, which I think is reasonable, considering how strong that item was getting. A lot of people were using it just with, even just with fleet foot as well, for just increased movement around the map, which is mad. But again, it's still there, it's still available. I like that they kept the movement in the game. I appreciate that personally.
What would you be your preference if you had to be hit by one of them? Would it be life strike? What are you going to be more accepting of being punched by if you were hit?
Like a spirit strike, I reckon.
Yeah,
I'd take a spirit strike. Maybe that'd assist my mental, possibly like just a forceful influx of spirit, just to uplift me in the moment. That could be quite nice.
What if they're bad spirits though? Like, what if you just get,
a whole load of upset bad ghosts? Juju? Yeah. I don't know, man. I'd be sad about it. I think I'd be pretty sad.
You get the ghost of Garfield. You have to deal with that every day, dude.
The game over.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I can't.
Had some lasagna.
There's no lasagna, please. You can't have it here. You're a poltergeist.
Why don't we just make some lasagna today?
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do about that. I'd cry. I cry a lot.
Your spreadsheet. You're having a look. What's
No.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing it a bit of a different way this time. There we go. Perfect. Boom. And jump, save. My life's the best.
It's like a YouTube tutorial, you know.
Pull this up.
Go ahead and drop this in here, and blank's already pre-put in the names, so now you can see that the graphic will begin to populate.
Yeah, look at this, guys. Bang. I'm pressing buttons.
Well done.
Thanks, dude. I think if I just do it nice and slowly and really calm, it's all good. So there's all your picks coming through. Boom. It's on your screen. Bada bing, bada boom. Right now,
sick, yeah.
I mean, Revival did go for the amateur ban, like I thought they would. Paradox once again banned from 789, so feels like teams are really hating on Paradox right now. She's quite strong. I'm curious about the Vindicta pick, but I'm really curious about the Ivy pick from Revival, because apparently Gun Ivy is hella strong. MacGyvy, yeah, MacGyvy. MacGyvy's hella good right now. So I'm excited to see that one come through. Yeah, in the meantime, just waiting for a couple of players to jump into the lobby. But we can now talk about this draft a little bit, because Viscus back once again for Revival, which means that the guys are on 789 likely on another point of we're going to have to pick players off. They have a super defensive team. There's Revival with Viscus, Ivy, Geist, Infernus, Mirage. So yeah, it will be up to 789 to find those openings around the map, essentially.
Yeah, a lot of free clear here. You know, good sort of synergies as well in terms of being able to keep each other healed up. You actually have a lot of sustain out of the picks they've got here amongst one another.
Yeah.
So potential for some favour in the fights. A little bit of healing capabilities available as well for 789. So we'll see. We'll see how the cookie crumbles really once we get into it on this one. Form was looking good for him. You know, first game obviously had a bit of a bumpy start. If anything, I think it was more it just looked like you were struggling to get into the early game. Some of the denies that we were seeing were really giving the Haze and the other team so much more freedom, basically. You know, a bit cleaner on the early laning phase, then who knows, mate? Things could be smooth sailing, because mid-game they looked really sort of synergized. Teamwork was good. They were taking fights that were relatively smart. Yeah, you brought it back. I mean, that was at a deficit as well, where it wasn't exactly the best game for all six fingers on one hand. You know, there was some struggles there in a few of the lanes, but certainly brought it back. So good resilience. What have they got versus Revival? Obviously, that's the question now.
Yeah, I mean, Revival's actually quite a good team, honestly, and a team that I'm excited to watch and play. It's, you know, it's really fun. It's really fun getting to watch Goober 70 on the Viscus as well. This man kind of popularized melee charge cancelling, created a really cool video on it as well, and he's nuts. It's sort of even more understandable that they banned the Paradox, because he's one of the best Paradoxes in Eternus at the moment. So it's always fun to watch. And again, I actually wanted to watch more games by him. There was no more matches on his YouTube, but guess what? We get to watch him live here on Revival.
There you go. It's worked out well. That'll be fun, mate.
Yeah.
Get to whip out your solo peeper. There you go. You banish the little graphic. Had enough of that one, have you?
Yeah, it's gone away. It's gone away for now.
It's gone.
But yeah, I think we are now ready to get into game. So I think the players are all setting up. Our observers making sure everyone has gone to the loo beforehand, so we don't have any shenanigans like last time. So thank you very much, Nat. Yeah, brilliant stuff. But yeah, so we're starting off into game now. Revival versus 789. And I'm excited to see how this one goes down.
What if he goes up?
If it goes up, that's wild.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That catch you off guard. You wouldn't be ready for
that. Would
just starting flying upwards.
Yeah, that would scare me. That would really worry me. But let's head into the game, shall we?
Yeah, let's get it. Let's see how it goes. All right then. Match 2 of the day here.
Never mind.
Cheeky pause.
Get rid of that as well.
Someone's crashed.
Oh no! Already straight like that. That's unfortunate.
That can happen. That can happen.
Yeah, I think I don't know why, but these logos don't feel right to me.
What, the fact they're both barrels?
Yeah, bro, that feels wrong.
Probably not. Yeah, I don't think.
I can't fix that though because I didn't make the spreadsheet.
You don't
So.
have access to the. I don't know what the,
Well,
the barrel
the thing is,
matrix. Like, what is what?
yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on behind this Excel sheet. I'm merely a visitor. I'm a
Okay.
visitor of the Excel. Yeah, so I can't get into the background scenes.
If you
Sadly.
if you just type in like Big Yoshi, it won't update to. You know,
I
give us
could
that.
do.
Maybe
I
that
could drop
will
like a little. I could drop a little asset in there, but for the time being, we're barreled up in this game,
Yeah.
and we'll search for a fix in the meantime. I
Well,
guess.
so are they. Look, everyone's hugging barrels, man.
Yeah, it's the way to be.
One of those days.
It's all about the barrel says.
Yeah. Do you know
Yeah.
you can pay $16.99 to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel?
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Why in pounds though?
Because it's not real.
Yeah, have you lied?
I've lied. Yeah.
You've lied to me.
But you caught
Why
me
would
there.
you do such a thing? Yeah, that's right.
Keeping you on your toes, bro? You're gonna make sure.
That's good, actually. I appreciate that. 11:30 in the
Exactly.
night time.
I don't.
You'll
I don't
keep
want
me
you
wide awake.
Start falling for fake news. Start clicking on phishing links. You know what I mean? I've got to keep you switched on. Like,
Yeah, that's reasonable. I respect that. Thank you.
making sure
Thank
your
you so
brain's
much.
Nice and elastic.
Yeah, you're a nice guy. That's very kind. But very much needed. Goober and Grave on your screens at the moment, getting somewhat demolished in lane. This is pretty cruel at the moment. Goo Cube likely to be incorporated early. Restorative shot already picked up as well for Grave, and I mean respectable maneuver, honestly, in a lane like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting absolutely spanked early as well, so he needed some kind of sustain to get himself top back up, basically. He's very lucky, almost, as well, with the getaway. It felt like he was a couple inches away from the 7 actually being able to take him out with the old electrosphere, but not this time. So, early game. As much as it makes it a bit worse for wear, and you're certainly a lot more squishy, you're still alive and don't go down early and concede the actual kill. That's the worrying part. Shiv again trying his luck as well. It's going to be Rundus. He looks to take first contact versus the Abrams, puts a bit of pressure on. He got the backup with the IV as well. Quick heal from the old Candle Trooper.
Yeah, I think the curious thing here as well is that for the Dynamo 7 lane, like, it's not actually that bad for the Mirage and the Viscous. Like, in terms of souls, even though they had that poor start, they're back up to full HP on both of them. They managed to actually stay ahead in souls, so it was like a lot of that early game poke coming through from 789, but didn't really go too far for revival. And they have to just bring things back online here into the punch as well off the back of the splatter. Nasty stuff.
A big old fist. Lovely.
It's got to be
bit of
done
jelly.
sometimes.
Yeah, mate. Do you ever enjoy a nice bit of jelly? You know, in the fridge.
I don't partake.
You've never had jelly.
I have
Yeah.
in
that's what-
the past,
that's what I'm
but
saying. You've definitely
I
had
don't
jelly.
partake now. Yeah.
Not a fan anymore. No.
No. Maybe in like a nice trifle.
Have you made your own? You know, since being an adult, having autonomy, have you made your own jelly?
No,
Maybe you should
I
try
don't
it,
think
see.
so.
Maybe that's the problem. You've misjudged jelly.
Because it's not been made by my own fair hand.
Yeah, exactly. If you were the one putting it all together,
Maybe I'd appreciate it more.
I made gummy
I don't
bears
know.
once. Not
Oh,
really,
yeah?
not really jelly, but in fact, actually quite far removed from the jelly family at all. It's closer to being the gummy family, really, isn't it? Which
There's gelatin in it, I guess.
yeah, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same.
Well, first kill goes through over towards the Lashy and Solar Hound. It does go down to the Geist, who is on 3k right now to Solar Hound's 1.8. So they are massively denying that lash. Even taking the poor man's tier 1 camp as well. That is cruelty. So 3.2 right now to the 1.8. Actually, not a bad lane matchup either, is the Geist into the Lash, because she doesn't really care if you get too far in her face, because she can always drop the lifesteal and then just a quick Essence Bomb on top of you. So I think for Lash, it's kind of hard to make do with that fight. So again, likely going to be more of this mid-game push for Solar Hound, but he is so far behind at this point in time that by the time he gets to roam at 3k, a lot of these other lanes are already going to be in good stead.
Set up on top of the roof. I was wondering if the Infernus was going to try and make a play off the back of this, but it doesn't really want to overcommit. Oh, talking of overcommitting, it does get a little bit dicey here. Grave again, forced to scatter basically off the back of the damage done to him. Do lose the Vindictor. Snapped down by a Fickle Frog. That's Ivy getting an opportunity to play off the back of Rundus. They've been doing together on Greenwich and being able to go quite deep on it. Veil round to the side, you're low. Knock-up could be problematic, and the backup's there with Maxicor just running it in with support. Cash onto one. That's the Ivy taken down. Potentially the Cash with the seismic impact as well around the corner. Near miss. And he slipped away.
He's back. He's farming. What's he do? He's getting some more. I respect that, you know. I respect that more than anything. Like, he knows he's going down. So why not pick up some souls while he's at it? You know, that's min-maxing to its biggest potential. Like, give me a sec, guys. This Candle Trooper, you just called me out. But yeah, for 789, that's not bad. It looked pretty horrible for 789. They were down around about 6-7k, and that has been reduced to a measly 2 in a matter of moments. You know what? Eric Pritz was looking kind of tasty in those moments. Some good shoulder charges. And again, it is something I wanted to talk about earlier, which was the stake into shoulder charge is really nice, especially increasing the duration on stake back up from 1.75 to 2 seconds. That gives you a whole bunch of time, especially in lane, duoed with Abrams, to pick up one of those nasty shoulder charges coming through.
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
Massive shoulders, but he's always in the gym. Every day, training those bad boys. Traps on traps. It's kind of madness. But yeah, good response back into it for 789 as well. You know, you kind of want to shake off past mistakes, come back out fresh, and it's good to see the play's looking pretty damn good so far. Opportunity again for Eric to show some of the skill here. Engage off the puddle punch into the knock-up. HP's taking a bit of a hit, but Grave does pay the ultimate price. He's down, removed from the equation. Rundus as well. Slice and dice for the escape. Hard commits for the getaway. He's got back up with the Ivy. So they actually do find that it's safe passage, basically. And they can turn it around. Infernus even getting stuck back in on the pocket. So a 2-for-nothing trade back with objectives even being cleaned up. Oh, it's getting really quite messy now.
Yeah, Gooper going kind of crazy actually during that fight. I think that was the biggest deal for them, was the fact that he was able to keep his teammate alive for so long with the Goo Cube into a preemptive punch as well. Provide all the time in the world for the rest of Revival to come in and help out. So again, now we're up 6k on the side of Revival, which is very, very good stuff. Kyo though looking pretty dangerous. 7k total on the side of the Vindictor. Can start to get away with things, but if she's the only character that's kind of fed on the side of 789, there is a lot of options that you can build into to really cut down on that approach. I mean, knockdowns, slowing hexes, a little bit more expensive these days considering builds out of Enduring Spirit, so yeah, a little bit tougher.
So roughly about a 5k soul lead then. And you have at least been able to take a bit of space towards blue and all the way around towards Parkside as well. So purple also resulting in 2 of the initial Guardians being taken down. And it's not too bad. I mean, Revival certainly coming out and showing that they mean business at the minute. dive in from the pocket. Pops the affliction as well. It puts the dot back onto the Infernus. You can't just freely push up on this one, so will at least be the reset back on the lane. And this has been problematic again and again. The IV and the shift that just keep doubling up and being able to take free chip damage. They want to get the confirm off at least onto Guardian at this point. Dump a whole load of damage. Engage over the top road though. In comes Eric. Ooh, thrown in with the backup of the puddle punch as well. Getting a ton of damage out, but can't quite commit off the back of it. Oh, goes down to the Viscous, and it really is starting to become really a bit of a hellscape now.
It's nice to see. Again, this is why I was really excited to watch Kuba, because you see a massive difference already between this kind of Viscous player and more of a supportive one on that last match. He just has so much control using that puddle punch to his advantage to create scenarios where Eric Pritz tries to get in. Now he's back again versus Adrian. That's a massive amount of damage into the heavy melee cancel on the goo ball. This is the thing. You could absolutely tell when a team asks a Viscous to play Viscous and a guy that just plays Viscous who so happens to be on the squad. And that is Goober TV in a nutshell. Really, really well played. It's nice to see.
Viscosity is looking especially thick today. Really, really quite thick. And that's what you want, mate. This is good as well, you know, it bridges that gap even further, right? You go from sort of 5k souls ahead to where now you're starting to mount the pressure on and seeing just how far you can take it. What sort of malarkey they're going to be able to get up to in lane. 12k basically being in the back pocket and free farming starting to happen as well. Take the crates, take the camps, make the most of everything you can. Revival even running the urn with Rundus having that one on the back. So this is starting to snowball a little bit for them. They do dash it down, though, and instead focus on an opportunity to once again scrap. It was Eric that was relatively deep. Burns his stamina to get back. Has he found himself safety? That's the question. IV engages with a stone form, traps him on escape, and they just dump the damage. Nothing that can be done.
Yeah, again, I think for the lads over on Revival, it's a smart choice to just keep running this urn, even to the point where it just despawns. Even if they're not able to get it over towards the side of 789, sort of taking out of play is the goal here. It's the one thing that can swing so hard for 789 is they would really like to get an urn run in. Slightly dangerous where the guys from Revival are taking it, but just making sure it's always on the move. I don't think they've got too many intentions of placing this in unless they're able to find a couple of pickoffs on the side of 789. And there's Adriano caught out by the tornado strike and is just about able to hit the flying cloak just at the end there. Ooh, it looks spicy.
A little bit of spice. Paprika on top of the product. Straight back to basics, though. Quick pop in for the farm Revival, seeing what they can grab. Meanwhile, the urn's on the move. His little froggy legs sprinting down. So quick these days as well.
Yeah, you got to catch up to him. And luckily, Infernus, with a quick step, will catch it and then take it all the way back into warehouses. A reasonable maneuver from them. Uber TV just continuing to farm up here. Again, not able to find too much, but they are just allowing the rest of the team to get pretty looted here. Just picking up all the souls as much as possible. They're box maxing right now as well, Jacky. They're going crazy with it. And again, you can definitely tell the difference. I mean, Eric Pritz as well as Adriano, both on 8k souls. It's not looking too awesome right now. It's D'Artien who is really using the capabilities of 7 to keep that soul count pretty high. But yeah, this is just where they have so much presence on the map that they can extend this soul lead so much. 14k already is pretty nuts. And honestly, for the guys on Revival, feels like they're just gearing up for some kind of fight in the future.
You never know when the hidden blade's going to strike, but you got to be ready for it. Oh, and They might want to plunge in the knife ahead of time here. They tried to swoop. You had the quick group up, so the heads-up call was there. But thankfully, at least for the revival players, they were able to reposition just in the nick of time. So Shiv and Co back off and reset. Infighting could occur soon, though. Greenwich is looking fairly aggressive. Deep dive in from the Shiv, slices through, pockets down. Adriano out of commission. TP from the Mirage as well. Readjustment round over towards York. Quick chase on the Abrams. Eric, he's about to be sandwiched between 4 of them.
It is pretty painful. Absolutely. The Dynamo is able to grab that urn off the back of them. But again, it's not likely the revival is going to allow this to happen. Interesting maneuver from Eric Pritz. I don't know if that Torrent Strike actually cancelled it. Up and down on the ropes. Eric Pritz is lost in the warehouses. In comes Solar Hound, but that ground strike is not doing much damage whatsoever here to Grave. But he's going to have to get out of the way here.
Ooh, knock up into the singularity. Hello. He's calling for the rotate. The combustion goes up. You get nothing from it. It stuns around the corner to at least slow down the rotate. But I mean, it might very well be an XD moment. Laughing all the way to the bank as he's survived this one. He's actually gotten out.
Yeah, escaped from that position there. I mean, I think they were able to get the earn in that moment, which is nice. But I think this is where, honestly, that's a big boy. That's a very big boy.
Oh, yeah. Chunky, like an overfed cat, running him down right now. Rundus in the meanwhile dies to the dot damage as he'll finally expire, and Viscous continues to roll. Ult expires, engage in the back from the Mirage though, the knock-up's good, quick shots onto the Abrams, low ammunition. Oh, even with the pop on the mark, it's not enough to finish him.
He's so incredibly low. All the while though, Fickle Frog is making their way over to these walkers, doing a bunch of damage. Static charge applied though, cancelled off with the stone form, which is nice, but difficult to get away from the Dynamo, who makes his way in. All the while, though, there is just a little bit of macro going on here from Revival to keep themselves in this one. Though that soul lead has definitely dwindled a little bit. The shenanigans with the urn didn't quite work out how they'd like, but they have certainly given the rest of the team time to farm up. I think the difficulty is that you're during all that, 7 on the side of 789 was just like, cool. I'll take the tier 3 camps then, I guess. 23k in the bank. Actually, the richest man inside the lobby here is Dartien.
Yeah, stacking the gold bars. And obviously late game as well. That's where you're going to be able to strike and potentially hit even harder if they do allow him to continue basically just pathing around and cleaning up farm whilst he's not needed elsewhere, hoovering up all the jungle camps bit by bit. Yeah, Eric as well potentially in a position to be spotted if they do push deep. They're looking to actually gamble on taking this walker now. Eric's there. Maybe he'll have choice words for them. It's the engage from the Mirage. Early chip damage. Potentially the engage here for the full commit. Wants to dive in, focusing the damage dump on the actual walker itself. Wrap over from the 7. Here's Dartien. Look at the size of those charges.
Yeah, I think that's the power of the 7, though, or at least a rich 7, is that in any case, he can become a bit of a problem just solo with the amount of damage that charge does. Gooper using. This is crazy. Actually, I really like the usage of Warpstone here, especially even more encapsulated by the fact that he's so huge now that you can have a little bit of mistakes with the Warpstone and it not really matter all that much because the hitbox is so large for that stun. But yeah, that's something where actually with the help of Puddle Punch and some quick maneuvers, I would be surprised to see Goover actually be able to knock Dartien out the sky.
And to be fair, at one point here, you know, Revival, it's always felt like they've been ahead with the right steps, the right moves over the course of the game, putting one foot in front of the other nicely. We did have a few moments where, at least in terms of the overall real power spike with Souls, things balanced out a little bit. But for Revival now, you're straight back to soaring again, climbing the way back up. 127k to 111. Lovely number, but not really going to do enough for them at this point. Behind in the kills, AP starting to build up as well for Revival, and it gets a whole lot more worrying with the amount of map control they freely had over the course of this. Still one Guardian in play, whereas on the flip side of things, it's just a Walker. That's all that's left. Following that, base Guardians looking a little bit rattled. Yeah, it's certainly not the dream scenario 20 minutes in for 789.
Yeah, I think that was the thing that the urn pickup from earlier definitely allowed them to do, is because they were a little bit preoccupied with picking that up that urn. That the map presence through from Revival was very good, and that kind of play disorientates a lot of squads if you're not careful, especially behind. Knockdown in play, escaped by the enchanted satchel. Adriano will get back out there, and kill comes in. In the meantime, though, on this full engage, you are just going to see Fickle Frog pick themselves up the urn and start to run this one back again. Because they are 10% ahead, this is nowhere near in their favor, but they really do not want 789 to be picking that one up. Eric Pritz feels fairly squishy, honestly, for an Abrams.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a rough day. He's had some unfortunate moments on the Abrams, mate, in terms of getting himself activated into the games. You know, early into the first opening BO1, it was a bit rough for him here as well. He's starting to get penalised and targeted a bit. And some of the big game players are being farmed up a whole lot more as well. So damage output certainly starting to soar now for Revival. Mirage basically freely taking walkers all on his Todd. And there's a fight at the warehouse in response because of it. Guy's going to be stunned, and you'd imagine taken down.
Oh, no.
Just get the quick ult off for the snatch, though. That's what you want to see. Geist with a hellish comeback on that one.
That is horrendous. Flies a little bit too close to the Geist and ripped all that life away. In the meantime, that is the urn swing towards Revival inside of their warehouse too. That feels bad here for 789. And almost a full squad wipe on that side. 789 going down to just the one player, and realistically that's purely because the Abrams went down early and was staggered. So essentially that's just a massively successful fight. They're going to back out. Actually, I think with the time remaining, they may even be able to get mid-boss off the back of this, potentially. Oh, maybe they're just going... I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure what the next move is here, because I would have thought that they try and burn the patron.
Was that like a Candle Trooper conga line? Those guys just...
It was.
Yeah, they're just enjoying themselves.
Yeah, it was good.
Got a little pina coladas and some straw hats in the back.
Yeah, taking their turns on the walker.
Yeah.
That's the pinata in this situation. Everyone gets a whack.
I mean, they've respawned back in, but timing's rough on it, really. Let's see if they do want to go for anything special here. Okay, there's the engage. Pocket over the top. Does go in to get the damage off. It's a hell of a dot, but of course it's about following up from that, and with no real room to convert and everyone else falling over like flies, it's going to go so wrong so damn quickly. Now, not only have they got rejuve, but they basically full house wiped the entire team as well. You should be on course for some deep pushes here. Most of the lanes being pushed deep in, at least towards the base. It's going to buy you a couple seconds, but they can just death ball in, take a lane, and focus on trying to dump damage on the patron.
Yeah, I mean, with 20 seconds left on the clock, there's actually a case here where if Revival can find another pickup versus 789, there is a world where this game just ends right here and now. With the presence that they can get set up here. The only difficulty is some of the players have gone quite low early. Again, that is Dartian putting out a lot of damage, but look how quickly this thing's going to go down. There's no Dynamo ult either, and that's the kicker, Jacky.
Yeah, it's over at this point. Nothing more to be said or done on this one. They figure out their answer and will pick up the game. All in all, leading by example over the course of the entire matchup there. Some great gameplay. Saw some key moments from the entire team. So everyone was playing some great Deadlock. Just looked really drilled. It felt like they had a great game plan going into it. Didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, they didn't. I think for Revival, they look strong there. But again, for 789, I think they put up a good fight, all things considered. I was pretty pleased with what I saw coming through from 789, especially today. And it's sad that Adriano doesn't get to play on that Yamato again because he gets banned out fairly quickly there by Revival, who definitely understand just how strong the guys are there from Adriano. They're like, we don't want to play against the Yamato. It's ridiculous. It's nonsense. Let's get it out there. But yeah, very nicely done. Again, more of a macro style game, but also nice to see Goober 70 in action once again. I think that was my favorite thing about that. That Viscous early game was so nice.
Yeah, very fun to watch. Different sort of flavor, very aggressive. Sparks was certainly flying. And again, just made it look quite interesting in the way individually he took a lot of fights into his own hands. So yeah, fair play. Very, very fun to watch there on the Viscous.
Yeah, massively so. I think we're going to head this one to a break whilst we get our next game sorted, because I think it will be ready fairly quickly, but we'll be back real soon. So we'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.
And welcome back, everyone. Last game of the night here that we're going to be covering on the secondary stream. Deadlock Core 4 is what's been going down. We've seen a bit of 7, 8, 9. We've seen a bit of revival, and now we get to switch it up a little bit further. Blank, what have we got in store for our last matchup here? No, he's a bit like Katy Perry, right? You know, he's kind of hot, then he's cold, and then he's hot again. Always keeps you guessing in terms of what Valve are going to be doing with him. He was unscathed this patch, though. No, there was no bebop changes, wasn't there? Did he? You just populated it all at once. Nice. That was way easier. Gun Warden. It's quite a particularly scary weapon in the first place as well. Just from the way it's designed, it looks a little bit spooky and very in your face. So yeah, a bit of Gun Warden, mate. Be curious to see how well they're going to be able to come online with it. I do agree there. I think in terms of the head-to-head with the comp, when you look at it for what it is, it feels that there is a little bit more stock behind them at this point. So they should really be going into this one with a bit of a potential leg up. Then again, though, what have we got in store for us here from MGC? What are they going to be able to play up to in terms of the level? What's the beginner's build going to be looking like as well? Curious there what we'll be seeing. Yeah, I don't know, man. All in all, I suppose for this one, again, it's just going to be one of those Taylor 2 halves, Blanks. That's the thing about Deadlock. It's an even surface. If you put a slinky on it, it wouldn't move. There you go. Exactly. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Certainly worse turrets out there these days, mate. Although, to be fair, at least that first week of like Calico with the unbelievable sort of turrets and Hero Labs, you just hear the death meows, the blood curdling screams, just constant cat meows, and then beams of death you couldn't see. Yeah. Yeah. It's just raw live, is it? No pause. All right, well, let's find out. Here we go. Action, everybody. We're into it. Third game of the night. Keeping things rolling here with Deadlock Core. Tournament number 4. The first one to rhyme. Oh, we'll probably do it at 64. Yeah, Deadlock or 64. Well, I mean, the good thing is if you can count to 50, you'd at least have the life expectancy of the Shiv here. Patron pulverizers are kind of pummeling early, though. Yeah, I'll give them that. You can see they're taking some nice fights, certainly confident in terms of putting the pressure on. And it looked like they were actually potentially in a position there where you could have not only netted themselves the one free opening pick, but potentially three of them with how much damage they were getting out. But hey, worst case, if you don't actually take the raw kill itself, you can take the souls, you're going to get off the back of the free farm. And that's what works out for the Yamato there versus the Infernus. Couple hundred souls ahead. And Geo consistently just dumping this damage onto the Abrams. Mirage is here to assist at least. And you got Banner Boy trying to heal you back up. But the kinetic carbine slaying you down. And for TJ, it's just always uncomfortable. You're just constantly being left black and blue, forced to wait for a little bit of regen before you can do anything too crazy. Jungle Cam's coming on up as well. And potentially an opportunity for them to once again stab in the dark. There's another pickup as well. That's going to be Wraith going down in the meantime. Certainly some uncomfortable encounters. I'll give you that. Potential for a bit of shenanigans here, though. Rotate over. It's the drop-down Geo play from the top rope. But for Kelvin, the assist goes amiss. I mean, not really much room to catch him. They're already so far back that they do just posture off. And this causes a bit of an opportunity on the other side now for the rotate. There's PayPal. He's on the move, looking to check out versus the Paradox. Missed, though, with the knock-up. Ooh, that Tornado did not have the right warpath on that one. Ooh. Yeah. Still rough, though, overall. I mean, even with the follow-up for PayPal, That's going to be another shutdown. And the knock-on effect just keeps on continuing, really. It feels like the kill feed effectively at this point is just always the pulverizers. And McGuinness clearly doesn't like the outcome of that one. Oh. Yeah, good moves. Good mechanics, all in all. And it pays off. PayPal might not be getting what he wants on this one. Could be an incorrect order. Looks for the wrap round the back. Trying to stay alive, but barely. Quick reposition, at least. Might actually get out of it as well. Been able to find the stamina for the quick jump up. Using the punch for the reset. They couldn't track him. And he slipped away. Just 100 HP, but you're still alive. And that's the big picture. That was nice. Heads up play as well. Great use with the swap into the wall. Rest of the squad's wrapped over and started to add more problems to this one. And now you're not only losing players, but you're losing pawns as well. Pieces being claimed. Again, Guardians being taken out in the lane. Only one of them alive and kicking at this point, all the way around over towards purple. And that could be taken next. Grouping up from the rest of the squad. Free farm whilst you've got time to. And it really is put into perspective when you look at the difference on the kills there. Man, I think that's the one elimination to the 12 that have been racked up so far by the pulverizers. Stark contrast. Just live near a main road now. Yeah, I've been main roaded. It was small children 24/7 outside my old place. Now it's cars. But to be fair, at least cars don't scream. So I'll take that. That's pretty substantial, actually. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can definitely see the usability. Like, the use case has been there over some of the games we've seen tonight. It's very interesting. Fun, though. A bit of a different element of Yamato that we've not seen for a little while. Spicing it up again. God, those absolutely chunk, don't they? Comes around the corner with a tennis ball, whips it at the face of Mirage, and PayPal's gone. Oh dear. Relatively strong here as we see Warden getting spanked on the runaway. Trying his best. Ooh, Duke could be good. Tucks into the corner. They do clear it. Somehow still going full BGs and staying alive. Even with everyone else so low, the room to convert back on this could be sickening. Lifesteal's good, at least to give you some sustain, but it's not enough to stay alive in lane. So 2 resets there, 20 seconds back on Wraith and Mirage for the respawns. And further does this meat grinder keep on turning for the pulverizers. Been turning the map into an abattoir for themselves, effectively, Blank. They are just head and shoulders above the rest, with not only the kills, but ability points as well. You're living it lavishly right now, looking for an earn as well on this one. Basically full house wipe against the rest of the team. Oh dear. He's having a bit of fun with it. Scouting mission doesn't work too well for Scout, and finally at least there is a little bit of a right hook that will connect for MGC, and this is them seizing their initiative as well. First opportunity you've had to actually get a couple of kills on the board, take that push to get rejuve, see if not only this gives them some momentum to clear out the lanes and fight in terms of the objective control, but also have that added edge of those respawns in the back pocket. For pulverizers, you can just play it smart, play it low, effectively just continue to farm, post up for the defense, and not worry too much.
Yeah, I genuinely think so. I think the Patron Pulverizers game has just got on so well for them. Accuracy from MGC is just going to have to back this one off. 75k to 99, 25k soul lead at this stage of the game, but 15 minutes is fairly sizable, especially the fact they're able to get that earning as well is kind of mega for the guys over on Patron Pulverizers. Genuinely, it is just a case of the composition that Patron Pulverizers will pick up is just a lot better than MGC's. I don't really think that you can compete with this. That and the fact that, you know, Kelvin Paradox lane, I genuinely think that's just unfortunate to play into, especially as a Mirage Abrams. It's hard to get too much of anything done. Yagu just going off crazy once again, and TJ just cannot play this front line.
And even with that rejuve, if they all fall so damn quickly, it might not even matter. 3 of the 6 already turned and burned. Abrams back alive with Mirage as well on the first wave. So the cavalry's arriving. Staggered spawns, but only about 3 seconds between them on the other side of things. So it's not the end of the world for pulverizers, as long as they can hold out and burn their way through this. Lane's finally being pushed as well. Again, here's the terrifying prospect. Even with rejuve, even with everything that's been going their way, a couple fights here and there, still not a single piece of the objective game has been taken by MGC. And again, they're starting to suffer casualties as well. That's McGuinness down and out, first man to fall, potentially more pressure being added.
Yeah, you know you got problems as soon as you're seeing like a rapid recharge Kelvin at this point of the game as well. The fact that this man can just drop frost grenades up on high, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Cannot escape the Warden anymore. He is just a fast boy. So yeah, difficult to get away from Warden, especially with Binding Word, having a little bit extra reach too. So can just chase you down. Those frost grenades are just chunking. They're chunking. He's mixing rocks into the ice here. It's just cruel. It's cruel.
God. Big old lead on this one. And just looking to finish it, really, when they get an opportunity. Dive on the lane. Paradox putting the pressure back on. And it's been good use of the Yamato overall. Seen some really nice play. Oh, Geo just does not die. Even when you get a nice nuke of damage off onto him, he's just always so resilient, stays alive, good self-sustain, straight back into it. Problems arising here, though. That's free for the price of absolutely none. Everyone's still alive on the Pulverizer side, and they are just going off. Mop and bucket maneuvers towards the base, down to just Infernus and Abrams. That's all that's left, and this is looking like it could be curtains.
Yeah, it's hard to ignore the Frosty Boy as well, considering that he's doing so much damage to those frost grenades. Ice Beam's becoming a real problem, and the fact that those frost grenades are keeping the rest of his team nice and topped up on the back of also doing a ton of damage. Yeah, it's tough. Sapphire Patron looking to fall here, and with the staggered respawns, you're right. It's not looking great for MGC. One more consistent push could be the trick. Man, he is fast. He's blazing fast. He's gone.
Straight out of there. Light speed on the reposition.
He's active itemed out of his mind at the moment.
Oh yeah, dude. He's living it. This is the dream. This is what the peak human form looks like.
It is the Warden dream. Getting all your slots filled before 18 minutes. It's awesome. Especially the fact that he's picked up Vampiric Burst, Heroic Aura. Yeah. It's a niche build. It's a cool build. I like it. He is too fast.
Unbelievably so.
This is trivial, the yeah, but that's without the loss bonus either, which is the funniest thing to me. It's like gliding. That's gliding.
Yeah, he's like surfing into the urn drop at this point. Ready to fight for it as well. Throws the urn down. Oh, mate. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is basically what they were waiting for, right? You'd effectively won the game off the previous push, but they were smarter than that, had a little bit more faith in playing slightly slow, reset, wait for an next mistake, and then engage off the back of it. This is the tripwire. Everyone falls into it. You've gone into the nest, and you're not coming out alive. One by one, they all go down, and that should be it.
Oh no, even our observer's pretty sad about how this one's gone down. But yeah, that is the GG being called as the Sapphire Patron in his weakened state should get obliterated in a 19-minute game, one of our fastest that we've seen so far here, Jacky. But yeah, what a way to finish it. Yeah, really smart gameplay overall from them. I was fairly happy with the way that they played that game out.
Yeah, classic stuff on that one. Again, all in all, very different flavour. I mean, for most of the games we've had tonight, they've been relatively close with at least some storyline in terms of either sort of, someone making a misplay, key sort of mistake, or a defining moment that's allowed a team to come back in the mid portion of the game. This one, from start to finish, was very clearly one winner that looked like they were set up for it in terms of the overall kills, in terms of the way they were playing their lanes, the rotations. Just, it speaks for itself, right? The difference of being able to have like 20 kills to one sort of death as a team collective is pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Again, that's kind of the composition right now at the moment. I think we're going to see a lot more going forward. Yamato is going to be picked a lot more, Paradox as well as the Warden. But yeah, Patron Pulverizers make that comp look absolutely disgusting in the short amount of time to really render that successful as well. So yeah, some really cool games of Deadlock we've seen today. I mean, it was nice watching 789 play earlier, Revival as well, throwing out some moves, throwing out some shapes, showing that you don't need a Yamato on your team to still do well. But yeah, it's been very fun here at the Deadlock Core number 4. But I think that we'll be back again tomorrow for some more of the losers bracket, and then we shall be sending this one back over towards that mainstream for the grand final. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Jacky, any last words before you go to sleep, I imagine?
Yeah, go pass out for an eternity before tomorrow when we come back with some more exciting action. No, interesting day today. A few small surprises here and there. Kind of cool seeing what the meta's looking like. It's a weird patch and there's a lot of changes. So obviously sort of getting the first-hand experience of having an event like this so close behind the patch cycle is very interesting. I think it's giving us some sort of new potential concoctions, ways to play heroes of a slightly new flavor on top. So we'll see, dude. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, only going to get more cutthroat, right, in terms of the lower bracket run. Should be interesting. But Deadlock Core 4 shaping up to be spicy as always.
Yeah, so you heard it from Jacky first. It's giving variability. Very fun stuff as well. So thank you so much for joining us here at the Deadlock Core 4 with Dead Air's coverage on the B stream. And we appreciate you. And we'll see you very soon. And that will be tomorrow night on the 9th. Catch you then. Bye.